I've had some questions as to what is the best training split, and I really don't have an answer for it. It's something that has a lot of variables. What could be the best training split for me could be far different from you. Um, I know Ronnie Coleman's training split was everything twice a week, and the weights were, heavy relative. Because he was able to perform 10 to 12 repetitions on all his movements, even though the weights were incredibly heavy. Um, but there was really no downtime workout. So, everything was 100%. So, I mean, you know, um, most people can't do that. Whether you're taking something, as far as steroids or not, most people can't do that. So, you really have to think about your ability to recover, your adherence, um, things like diet, sleep, if you travel, if you have any injuries, these are all things to consider when building a program, and also your personal preference. Some people may not want to be in the gym 6 days a week. Some people may want to, only be in the gym 3 or 4. And I think the answer is you can optimize once you figure out what you can stick with, because if I were to say, okay, train everything twice a week, which would lead you to be in the gym probably 6 days a week, total, and you weren't that committed, or your diet wasn't very good, you didn't get sleep, or you travel, or you're busy with work, maybe, whatever those things may be. If I were to say be in the gym, 6 days a week would be the best program, and you had all those things going on, and you weren't able to stick with it, the program would not be good for you. It would get you nowhere. Counterproductive, really. So find out what's best for you. Maybe 4 days a week is good for you. So find that and then optimize it. You can optimize a 4 day a week program, no problem. I've trained 4 days a week several years and made extreme progress. So and consider things like volume, intensity, and frequency are all related. Volume being the amount of work you do every workout, and frequency being how often you train, how many days a week you train, and then intensity is how many sets are pushed to failure or beyond, how many sets are cut short before you reach failure. So all those things are related. So consider that when building a program. You could do a 4 day a week split, everything split up over 4 days. Something like maybe chest, biceps, legs, all of legs one day, and then back, and then shoulders and triceps. Split over 4 days. So you could do something like that, and as long as you find a volume and intensity that works for you in that training split, then you have a great program. Just optimize other things outside the gym, like recovery. Obviously, you want to make sure your diet's on point. But so I really have no answer for that question. You just have to consider those things when building a program. I know right now I'm actually switching to trying to go everything twice a week, which I've never done before. I've never trained everything twice a week. I've trained everything once every 4 days, and of course once a week, but I've never trained everything twice a week. So that'll be interesting. Training that much is going to have to be, everything's going to have to be perfect as far as efficiency. There's going to be no wasted movements. There's no, oh, I feel like doing, this today after that. I can't do that, because if I do too much volume, with my intensity high, I'll just get burned out right away. So, my diet's gonna have to be perfect. My sleep is gonna have to be pretty close, and all that's gonna have to work together to be able to get me through a training split of twice a week. So, just consider those things. I can't really tell you the perfect program. Ideally, though, the theory is the more you're able to train, break down the muscle, recover, the quicker you're going to build muscle tissue, the quicker you're going to progress, or improve your physique. So that's something to consider. But, kind of sit down and be honest with yourself, see what you're able to, what you're able to do in the gym, what you're able to stick with, because consistency is the name of the game in anything in life. So, this is, training, whatever you want to call it, is no different. It's just small things that add up over time. So sit down, figure out what you can be consistent with, figure out what your preference is, and then try to optimize it from there with volume, intensity, and then frequency.